So I have done a few runs, obviously, to also timestamps will exist. But obviously, I've done a few runs. All I have to look for, I mean, I'll probably put it at the end of the video if the game will let me go. But I figured right as I start a gold chip run, I should just record my first gold chip run, because that would probably be, you know, if you want more information, data, or just someone else's experience, then why not, right? But otherwise, just know that the setup I'm recording on is a little wonky. So if you see anything weird, hey. But otherwise, also to just show what we're working with, not that. It is the career profile on the right, because normally I have Uma Musume on my mobile. So yeah, and this is a lot of stamina minus Major Orion, who I needed for well, the Mile Sparks. I need to use a specific Major Orion because I did not have the Mile Sparks if I chose the one that gave me more stamina, more power, or anything else really. And I think I'm barely at 51% race bonus, so I could push 56, but normally I didn't see as much of a difference because I ended out buying all the skills I needed anyway. Again, I'm making team trial horses, so I had a Summer Spet, and then I have a New Year's Rudolph, and then I think there's two more like Major Orion herself, which is why you're seeing this Major Orion. And I think, who was it? I want to say it was Xmas Ogre, but it could have been regular Ogre Cap, because I wanted, again, I needed to update my team trial as the new scenario came out. So as normal, I mean, you're not going to learn much from me. You're just going to see the experience of someone else, at least training Goldashi, even though a lot of people are going to be playing, training Gold Chip for the next Champions Meet anyway. But again, with the TP buff that we get, I mean, you should be able to, especially with Trackblazer now out, depending, I guess, on your both inspiration, I wanted to be sure I wanted to say what I was going to say correctly, but your inspirations and your support cards, with your supports being, you know, I think what I ended up doing, if I were to show you, is that my Biko Pegasus used to be at level 45, and then I just ended up using the Anniversary's Gift. I did not want to use my my crystals, so I did not. Instead, I used the Anniversary, because if I grab, say, a Fine Motion, that relies on me getting a fine motion, because I would be just working with a non-uncapped fine motion wits, and I think that's really it. I do have a Super Creek, but I think she's at most 1 max limit broken, which is not gonna fly. So I might as well just borrow another maxed out fine motion, and then I have other things as well. So again, I have a perfectly fine end closer support card setup. As for anything else, well, pain, I guess. If I try to run Late Surger, I do have a fine motion SSR, but it's not max limit broken, or even 3 limit broken, if you want to try to, you know, work with a little bit, probably not even the bare minimum. Because the other side of that is I have a lot of the SRs that are okay to use. Obviously, I don't have Ayabe yet, so Admire Vega SR, and so therefore I'm not running a Guts build. I can run a F2P Guts build with all the freebies they've given us, plus the special week SSR, especially if I somehow pick up Kita-san from the free scouts. But yeah, also I haven't been narrating through, because what you'll see here is likely what everyone else is doing. But I'll mention that after the timestamps, because, well, at this point, we're probably not getting a lot of trainers looking at in the in-betweens, rather than when the track blazing actually starts after the beginning race. Do I want to gamble here? No, let's just be consistent for now. Although I will do gambles here and there. I have my own strategy with the few runs I've done in Trackblazer, but I haven't tried making specifically a long yet. I think most of mine, yeah, it was like 1 mile or dirt, either or, with Ogre Cap, and then there were mediums with my Simbili Rudolph and my Summer Spet, because I don't know if I wanted to use anyone else. Now, Summer Spet has a stamina skill, so maybe I might as well just use regular Spet, but I decided to train the horses I did. So just a quick note as I get to the junior race. Right now, I did tweak my audio. It's been tweaked for a few Uma Musume videos, so just know if I sound different or I don't cut in as quickly, like I fade in or fade out, then that's because of my noise suppression, because OBS is something that I have to struggle with every now and then. I think we just run front and be happy with it. So As much as I failed ends and I failed fronts in the junior make debut, it's kind of fine for me. But if you're really making an ace for a CM or other events in the future, yeah, there's not really any reason to just continue a run. But in my case, I'm just doing it for the fans for my club. So, because if you don't, I mean, in a Trackblazer run, I think I'm averaging 800,000 fans minimum. So, yeah, and I do basically, I try to fit in as many races as possible, especially with Mile. But to look at it for an example, I think a lot of my current RNG so far has been just getting a lot of megaphones, but not getting as much anything else, whether it's 100 energy mood down, whether it is charms, because I like to train with pretty much little to no stamina, whether it is other stuff. Also, yes, I am buying the notepads and stuff. I probably shouldn't buy the small one, but I do buy out the manuals and scrolls, basically, and not, or the notepads and scrolls, not the manual. If I have extra points, or sorry, everything but the notepad stat-wise, but again, that still depends. And then, yes, I do use Rico as well, just for the extra thingamajiggy. So, I might as well get into my agenda. It's not anything special. I am just literally throwing as many races as I can. Sometimes I go 3, sometimes I don't, but it will change based on whether or not I get certain items from the shop. For example, I will often race, well, you basically have leeway, is how I see it. So what I mean by that is, if I can set these correctly, so we set 2 there, but when you set 3, that's when you kind of have the ability to choose, because, for example, I can set 3 here, but maybe this turn has a lot of good bonds before classic year, and so I can switch over and do this, because otherwise, if you just put everything that's G3 and above, you end up racing like, okay, let's just even set this. You end up racing 6 times in a row, which is a no-go, save for end of the year. But these are pretty much kind of flex turns, so I can leave them. I just have to remember that I shouldn't be actually racing. And then I do the same for the classic year, obviously trying to hit the G1s if possible. There are very, very nuanced situations in which you don't. In fact, that's at the end of Hopeful Stakes, so we'll leave that open, because then that would be 7 races in a row. But also looking for rivals. Also, again, it depends on what happens, but I might as well schedule everything now so that I can basically not miss a race. It's better to get a message and say, hey, you're at this number of races, than it is to forget about scheduling a race and then you accidentally click through a turn with, like, wits training or something. Or any training, really, but hey. And then I also don't... I'm of the mind of not doing Yasuri Kinen here. Or was it Yasuri Kinen? Or is it the other one? No, yeah, Yasuri Kinen. I only remember that because of the Tokyo Yushin and Japanese Oaks being specific for Classic Year. If you don't remember, that's basically how you remember. Is that those 2 races, the mile race that comes after, you don't particularly need to do, in my opinion. But you can if you have goals that you want to do, if you're just trying to get, more money. So... again, I'm just going to schedule these are. I'm not going to do all of these in a row. I just like having them because I can take them if I need to or not take them if I don't need to. I would have liked to take the long here, but that's not going to happen. So, and then every year I save the schedule just in case I do a misclick. Again, I'm not actually going to race 6 times in a row in 1 year, but I am going to leave the options open so that just in case I get a turn or I get something that I can do, whether I keep a Rico. By the time I reach senior year, I don't think I've often had Rico stay around, or I've already maxed the Rico's recreations, so shrug, right? But yeah, just going to set anything I want. At the time, when we get to classic year, senior year, we will see a rival, so I'm basically kind of pre-guessing if I'm really just turning my brain off, but at the same time, you really want to race against your rivals. So, this is Yasuda Kinen plus Takarazuka Kinen. Was there something here I missed? I did. Victoria. I was like, early May. I know there's Victoria Mile somewhere. Skip summer. Go into Niigata. Niigata turf. All comers for medium because we're Golshi. Get Gold Ship doing a lot of long races, but again, depends. Queen Elizabeth, Japanese Cup 3 in a row, and I think this is where we stop. If something weird happens and I miss a G1, I could take the long on early December, but otherwise, we're just setting all this up like 8 races in a row. This is not what you actually wanted to do, but depends. Again, your situation may be different, so hey, do I gamble on this, by the way? I could. 62% and it's a wit, so you're not going to lose much, but yeah, you know what? We're going to do it. Oh, pain. But again, I was gonna Rico anyway. It could be, I'm only doing that, by the way, as a kind of greed test because I should have just Rico'd there. But again, as I just mentioned earlier, I end up using Rico all of her dates before even senior year. So that's why I do what I do. So yeah, I'm just gonna do it again. We get energy, and again, you don't take the training failure. Now, losing a turn is still bad, but it's better than failing a non-wits training and getting penalized with mood down and whatnot, because those would be cupcakes that you might use later on. So hey, and if nothing else, we're getting things. Now, at this point, my barbecue set use might be a little iffy, but as long as the remaining turns are still relatively okay, we should be okay bond-wise. But we definitely need to make sure that Kitasan Black and Biko Pegasus are maxed for the setup that I'm using, because again, I need speed. So if Hishi Amazon isn't maxed out, that's not the worst thing, but I would like it. Normally I am using I'm snapping my fingers, that's not being picked up because of noise suppression, but normally I am using the Marvelous Sunday power card, which means I can't use the wits, but I have a maxed out Agnes Tachyon SR wits. So that's the switcheroo I do if I need basically to switch Marvelous Sunday around. That's the long and short of it. I have enough energy here, right? 20? That should leave me like, yeah, 1. I can see a sliver of blue. It's not a pixel of blue, but it's enough for me to know that I'm at 0 energy. And this is what I mean by at this point. So after this race, I'm going to show you what I mean. But we do 2 races in a row. If you can do 2 G3 races in a row and you have a good chance to win, whether it's because of aptitude or your stats just blow out the competition, then yeah, do it. Especially with rival races. Again, I'm just repeating what a lot of more veteran trainers have probably already told you, but rival races, I've missed a few rival races just to see for myself on a practice run, and it's not great because you miss out on skill, you miss out on the race bonuses that you may have gotten, you miss out on the money. So even though you see like, oh, maybe 40 wits training or 30 speed stamina training, I promise you the rival race is normally going to be better. Again, there are very few situations in which you're not doing that. And again, after you win most, I think it's mainly G1 races you get stuff. But here we want to pick up the megaphone. I need to pick up all of these, by the way. And I very specifically, I think I've suffered on notepads before, so I won't buy those. But I'll mention why what I mean by that in a moment. But so we're not racing this turn. Time to finally Rico for the first time. Again, note that at this time I would have already used 2 Rico dates if I had used the Recreation 3 turns earlier. So yeah, shouldn't need guts because we will have a whole bunch of guts at the end of this, which means anything that's not a long race, you shouldn't need to worry about stamina-wise. In fact, you will have more stamina, as and I say that from my own experience. I'm not trying to quote anyone else. You will have the stamina because also your guts will be higher. Yes, obviously the 450 guts threshold still applies, but having a 200 guts on top of that helps out, especially now that we have the dueling mechanic. So I mean, every little bit helps. It's not the most impactful to have an extra 300 guts over someone else, but it does help a lot. And also guts has other uses as well, but hey. And I'll probably finally start using clocks here, but hey. As you said, we actually need to check, because I completely forgot if a thingamajiggy is true. I think it's right-handed. I think our next Champions Meet is right-handed, but first and foremost, let's take another look because we got more stuff. Here are the carrots. Sorry, grilled carrots, artisan hammer. Why not? At this point, I should probably take a megaphone to be safe, and the reason I say that is because I'm not guaranteed 60% stat gain megaphones. What can happen is that you get, so I will explain this because it happened to me literally, the previous run before this one, is that I'm supposed to use the grilled carrots. I got 3 hammers right at the end. By the way, we only have Marvelous Sunday left here, so maybe I shouldn't have bought the grilled carrots. But I'm not going to be training much anyway, so all things considered, yeah, I think it's fine. Hold on, let me check. October, yeah, October. So we have time to race here. I mean, we're not at the 3 race gamble limit, so. What was I going to say? There was something I wanted to mention a while ago that now I've forgotten. But if I remember, I remember. If I just happen to talk about it, I'll talk about it. Otherwise, here, we're going to gamble because we're going to lose 20 energy anyway. And I can't actually tell if we were actually at 10 energy. But we'll see. But yeah, the last race, I got 3 artisans, or 35% hammers, which means right as Twinkle Climax started. So I had 3 climax. I had 3 what are they called? Artisan cleat, or the big hammers on the master cleat hammers for all of the Twinkle series, and then I got 3 more. So I missed out on literally 60 stats minimum. That's I promise you, it's a lot of stats to lose, especially if you're not buying anything else. But here, on the other hand, I will buy a bunch of these because as opposed to my previous run, I actually did not get. I did not get a lot of. Well, I also didn't get a lot of whistles, but I also didn't get a lot of energy. So. Also, something to note here is that so I'm playing on a different setup. My mobile device actually does have these options set. So I'll probably make this a timestamp too if I can find it and remember about it. But basically, you want to enable when exchanging chopped items from the Pro Shop because there's no reason. This primarily uses up your stat items when purchased, and when you purchase them, there's nothing else. It's not like sitting on them and using them at a later moment is more opportune unless you're trying to lose a race by, barely or something. But anywho. If we don't have a rival race here, we'll skip this one. We do, though. So as Goldchip gets mad at me, we're going to take this and hope we win. Which is normally going to be the case for Junior Year, unless you just have, like, C and Mile, which is very, very painful. But otherwise, we'll take the mood hit here because it's not so bad. I'm not planning to train. Now, if you are more training outside of races and you do, like, 3 or 5 non-G1 races less, then yeah, you have a different thing. Again, it all depends on your situation. Do I have 1 energy left? I don't, so we're probably going to take a mood down. We did not get, I already even remember the icons, but right after Akikawa meets us here, I think we get the race fatigue, yeah. Unless it's the end of the year, basically. But again, good is not the worst thing in the world because all of these random events, for all you know, you could hit a mood up or energy up that you need. So, we have another rival racer, but we can't actually race this turn, so instead we grab anything else. In fact, actually, I need these microphones. But I'm gonna split the difference for now. I shouldn't really, but we don't see any speed. Well, actually, you know what? Let's say, you know what? If I win the race, I can actually buy everything I want here. Now, it's not what I actually want because what I actually want is not in the store at the moment. But also, we have a Rico use, so might as well. And now I don't have to worry about end of the year, but I didn't know I was going to get 2 rival races in a row, so shrug. A small little +1 on top of everything happening to my face right now as we get slow metabolism is that actually, this doesn't, by the way, slow metabolism, I'm pretty sure if I take this race right here, but first let's check. Ooh, I think I actually lose that megaphone. Well, I've already made my decision, so off we go. But what I was going to say is that I'm pretty sure race bonuses, anything that happens in events and races is not affected by slow metabolism. And by that, I mean speed. So maybe if I win this race or, basically get speed from this race, I can show you. For those who don't know, we're going to clock that, by the way. And closer life, get blocked, lose. So yeah, you get 5 clocks in Trackblazer throughout the whole run, but let's try again. Otherwise, I should probably just use front. Okay, yeah. Again, end closer life. The farther you are in the back, the more likely you are to get blocked by someone with 200 speed, actual 200 speed. Because again, you have the story mode buffs, so your stats are actually a lot higher than you think. But we didn't get a speed up. But if we can get rid of slow metabolism before the summer, basically before the summer for me, I've yet to run into a situation in which I've trained speed outside of this because I'm racing so often. So we're actually going to take energy here, just so I can race many times in a row. In fact, I might even race at the beginning of January, depending. But first, let's take a quick look in this shop. So, probably going to go microphone instead. Never mind. So, I'm going to skip out on the scrolls. It is a little painful, but I need these megaphones. If you want the quick version, because I've just been all over the place this video, the quick version, I'm actually going to get... Actually, no, we'll use the regular Artisan Cleat Hammer first. I want to have... Well, throughout the run, I want to have 4 empowering megaphones to cover for both summers. After that, anything is a bonus, and then that 40% megaphone I shouldn't have bought because it seems like I'm going to get a lot of megaphones. But you never know, right? You never know. So at this point, I'm just being safe. But obviously, if you're going a little bit more for aces for Champions Meet or any other event mode, then yeah, you probably want to... getting blocked. You probably want to... not pick up 40% megaphones and just get what you can. But again, your RNG just could be completely different. And by that, I mean, as I just mentioned, I got 3 Master Cleat Hammers. Like, it was in a row in the shop. right as Twinkle Climax started. Am I gonna get any better? What's my speed, actually? Why am I failing this? I'm gonna do it one more time. I like to save 1 clock for the very end, just in case something really weird happens. Else, you spend clocks on G1. Spend clocks on G1. I promise you it's worth it, because if you don't win first, I'm pretty sure the shop doesn't refresh. And if it does, I mean, so be it, right? But you really want to win your G1s. We get more there. If that's a small max energy can, I might get it. Again, I usually end up having an energy problem. That's just how my RNG works out. I need to repeat that. That's how my RNG works out. So, as we begin Classic Year, I'll probably just put the timestamp here, just to show the beginning. We are going to race 3 times. If you don't get a cup... Yeah, cupcakes and energy are things that I often don't run into. It's not that you, the viewer or the listener, won't run into. It's just that what I personally run into, because the shops are completely random. It's not like... And maybe some have more or less, but for the most part, you don't know what's going to happen. Also, good luck charms. I would have liked... Yeah, so this energy drink max is good for keeping energy. The wits training would be nice, actually, but I usually end up having an energy problem because I race so much. So I guess we'll find out. The shop, I don't think the shop's going to refresh yet. And if nothing else, if I don't get good luck charms, I'm basically focused. I'm a very race summer focused player, so I race all that I can and only train during the summer. That's usually what I plan to do. But again, that can change. Also, I don't think we have a rival here. Oh, we do have a rival here. Hey, it's in the mile races. My RNG, if this isn't random, then if this is random, then I often get mile races for my where my rivals are present. So as we get a double end closer rivalry, we'll take it, because if nothing else, the skills are going to be also a big push. They might not seem like much, but I promise you, when you have 2,500 skill points minimum at the end of runs like what I do, then yeah, it'll feel like you make a difference. I mean, yeah, that's all I have to say at the moment. Now, that being said, it's not my cards are giving me anything. Like, if I would really love to have even just a Yano Muteki, but also SSR Admire Vega for the Daring Strike, but shrug. I mean, you gotta work with what you've got, right? So, what do we have here? We did get money. So, race bonus, 60%, because I know I don't have enough of them. Yeah, wits training, but maybe not. I guess we'll see. Again, I just want to make sure my summer training is set before I plan to do anything else. Also, I don't have... Marvelous Sunday is the only... Yeah, is the only one left. I'm at 4, right. Yeah, I'm at 4. We'll gamble. Nope, we don't get it. And rip my Marvelous... Yeah, at this point, there's a good chance this gold ship wouldn't make a good ace. But again, I'm at least making her for team trial, so it's not so bad at the moment. I never remember. I know it says big, hey, turns left, but I don't remember if that's the reroll or something entirely different. But we will race against rival Narita Top Road, so hey. Also, no, I'm not rolling on the NTR banner, because especially, even if we have free ones, I usually wait until bare minimum 2 as a free-to-play player, complete free-to-play. I've not spent a single US dollar on Uma Musume. So, and the side of that is, the tangent to that is that unless Uma Musume gives me something that is not related to gameplay at all, I will not spend money. As odd as that sounds. But anyway, just taking a look here. No, nothing. So Yayoi Show or anything else would be the next one. And even we don't get anything. So time to Rico. And again, I'll show you the New Year's Rudolph and the Summer Spet that I got. Both of them also had their own bad RNG, both in shop and in summer. So I'll show you those two, because I think they're good examples of bad RNG, but look at those stat lines. Because for some reason I thought Trackblazer's max stats for like max speed, for example, was already increased. No, it's still 1200. So if you can hit 1200 speed and all your stats are as they are, and you can fathom going through a Trackblazer run for about an hour, then yeah, you'll get your money's worth. So I think no, yeah, we're just gonna go with this. Hey, medium, where we get to benefit. I think I might still just take, yeah, I might still just take Go Home Specialist to survive these. In fact, I should have taken it now, regardless. But we could have gotten an afternoon stroll hint level. Yeah, this isn't really a G1, so I'm not going to clock, because I have already used more than a few clocks here, so... Take the energy hit. Don't want to gamble this time. I think that's a little bit more than 20, but again, I have the energy to kind of hold myself for the moment. Target Insight, Guts. Probably should have taken Target Insight, considering the next CM, if I want to turn this into an ace run, but I don't know if this is going to be an ace for CM. Let's use what we have here. I don't think, yeah, we didn't do a thing, so let's up our wit. Again, assuming, this is the this is the actual first time I've gotten a facility level up through the thing. The training applications are where you level up your facility, excuse me. Actually, so we raced last turn, right? Yeah, we did. So this is the option select's turn, and we need Marvelous Sunday. I don't think I'm gonna get her, but I'm failing 30. Yeah, this is over. I don't need Marvelous Sunday, but it would be nice so that I can get Fight Motion plus Marvelous Sunday in the same one when they appear. But shrug. I missed out on at minimum 2 trainings with Marvelous Sunday, so sadness happens. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have enough stamina. So let's see here what we do. The shop got refreshed, but we can't buy anything at the moment. Speed training. I mean, it's outside of summer, but we'll have to focus on that. Then I pass on the manuals this time because the speed training will grant you far more, especially if you get lucky. And by that I mean you get, in my case, both Pico Pegasus and Kita-san Black Harikite Iko get the same, land on the same spot for speed train. Decide to speed train in the same turn, especially during summer. So yeah. But again, this is just how I do it. Obviously, you take training when it's most reliable. I'm just kind of turning my brain off and not doing as much, even though I did do that Marvelous Sunday and I tried to go for a Marvelous Sunday bond up. It didn't happen because 27% is bad for me. I've also failed at 20% during the summer, so I've already learned my lesson. In that particular instance, I actually had both energy and a charm if I wanted to charm a 20% failure. And I chose not to do it, and I suffered for it. So just remember me when you decide to gamble on 20% and get greedy with your items. You can, if it works out, you actually get quite a bit of stats. But at the same time, if you fail, whatever you were using that Uma Musume for, aside from legacies and inspirations, is, you can't use them anymore because you failed the summer training. You literally can lose around 100 stats, and that might be even bare minimum because you don't know if someone's going to land. In my case, it was a training with 2 speed supports and the only 2 speed supports, so I literally did lose like minimum 80% stats. I want to repeat that. I lost minimum 80 stats gambling on 20% failure, even though I could have pushed that to 0% failure through charm or energy game. I'm counting with my fingers in real life to kind of show you, but yeah. And then the main reason to take speed training applications on top of if you are just someone who trains a bit more than I do, even just a little bit more than I do outside of summer, is that you want the facility level up. It hurts so much to only have level 2 or level 3 when you get both when you get 2 good supports that can really up your stat efficiency, and it only increases by 30-40 max. I'm shrugging in real life as I say this. I promise you it hurts so much. But actually, would this be 3-4 races in a row? It would. Well, I guess we're gonna take it and cross our fingers, because if we get first, we get more items from the shop. That's why racing so many, especially G1s in particular, is very, very good, because when the shop refreshes and you get good items that you need for, in my example, probably the skin irritation in a moment, if not just a cupcake for mood down, anything on top of that is going to be a bonus. Even if it's just a stat manual, it's quite a bit. Also, do I have... I don't have this. I didn't have stats here. I got more speed scrolls, by the way, but we're probably going to take a mood down. That's perfectly fine. Now, this next race, on the other hand, is when we preferably want cupcakes and whatnot. If we can get a mood up here, that would be nice as well. But, no, it's not going to happen. So, hey. Those events, these scenario events, so even if you don't have the aptitude or some things, you can still grab you can still grab skills from there. That being said, so yeah, we literally did not get anything else that I wanted. So I guess we pick up a bunch of speed scroll manuals. Now, if we get another speed application thing item, then I am going to be a bit sad. But I also probably should not have the game ask there, but it's fine. This is Tokyo Yushin, right? I believe. Yeah, gold ship, we're gonna race again. But let's make sure we have enough energy. I thought we did it. Okay, we didn't do it thing, so it's fine. I can use one I can use one energy here. Use an artisan cleat hammer. I have 4 master cleat hammers, so basically racing a lot would do me a lot better for my G1s. Primarily, you're not, unless you get real like 10 master cleat hammers, and even then, you basically use everything else on G1s or the Twinkle Climax there. You definitely want to hit the master cleat hammers on the Twinkle Climax series. Also, note that I'm still under the effect of metabolism, but we're gonna take this and just eat this in the face. So this is probably skin irritation. I was checking to see. No, you know what? Don't I have? Yeah, I have rich hand cream, so we should be fine there. And then we have a bunch of Rico uses if I so choose. Even if we only get up to good before the summer, we should be fine. So as gold chip threatens me in the background, we will race one more time, and then we finally get our turn to rest here. And getting first here makes up for it, especially if I'm lucky. If not, sadness happens. So, yeah, I did forget that I was supposed to option select with all of these, but it's fine for the moment. Ooh, did I lose all of my energy? Well, we got a good luck charm, so it makes up for it. We did not, however, get any cupcakes, so skin outbreak, but hey, it's fine. Skin troubles as well, it's fine. As long as we get back to good, we will be a-okay. So we get, oh no, skin outbreak, which is probably the worst thing that could have happened to us. I just realized that I have to choose between Rico and getting rid of this. I actually have to get rid of the thingy-majiggy if possible. We did not, so gold chip makes me sad. But, hey. We can skip out on Takarazuka Kinen. Yeah, we can skip out on Takarazuka Kinen. We actually really do need to get rid of that, so let's make sure we do. A cupcake would be nice, 1 cupcake would be nice, but we'll find out. Yeah, so I did not do what I was supposed to do here, but it's fine. Otherwise, I should have probably waited for the summer. Oh, gold ship. This is not normal, by the way. Yeah, things happen. And I should have just actually waited for the miracle cure. We finally see a cupcake, but unfortunately, we don't get anything else. So I have to rest here. We didn't even get anything. I think I have a reset whistle, but I promise you it's not worth it. So let's just do a 1-4. Oh, let's just do a thing. And actually, I guess we're gonna do strength training instead. So sadness happens to me, but let's take a quick look. So I can take 1 straight training afterward, though. I guess we find out. So yeah, this would be a lot higher if obviously my mood were higher and I was doing speed supports, but sadness happens, so we get both sports here. Nope, just keep the sun black. So be it. That will happen from time to time. And then we pop the speed. I probably should pop it next turn, but I have no guarantee that both Biko Pegasus and Kitasan Black will be in the same place. Even if I have 1 reset whistle, you don't have any guarantee. It's probably a good guarantee, but see, for example, in this turn, I didn't get any rainbow, so time to whistle. I can megaphone if I say choose, but I probably shouldn't. And now we're going to do it. So the reason I would save 3 here, because even though 2 is enough for the next summer, I would probably want to... I do have the 40% in case I just wanted to do it here, but we don't. So instead, sadness happens. Well, we're going to save these good luck charms for the summer, so we're going to energy ourselves instead, so we can guarantee this. And this is going to be an interesting run, because this is going to be everything but speed at the moment. We do need the stamina for Kikugasho and Tokyo Spring, but there's a lot of weird things that can happen, on top of being normal mood. So keep this in mind as I get near the end of the run, of where my stats are relative to anything else that's happening. So, just taking a quick peek here. Yeah, there's nothing, there's literally nothing. So, we do our rival race and continue racing. Again, the way that I'm doing it here, or other trainers like me are doing this here, is that you race a lot and basically rely on the shop. A lot of the times you'll actually be buying scrolls with this kind of setup, but if you get a setup for good summer training, or you just get good training in general, swerve and go for it. Now, again, that depends on your risk management, but as we get Etsuko to kind of help out our mood, yeah, lots of races normally involves a lot of shop runs, which most of trainers are probably going to be doing, 85% of trainers. But again, from now and again, you'll get a run in which you want to swerve around, so I got double mood up, so everything was cleansed, save for the slow metabolism that I took a long time ago when I took the special with, when I ate the special with gold chip. But let's grab other stuff, by the way. Energy instead? Question mark? No. Yeah, energy instead, just in case I need it for a few more. How many energy do I have? That should be more than enough, but we're just going to take 3 to be safe. We'll take a cupcake because we will be running over and over and over and again in a row. No rival, so in fact, we're going to skip out on racing today so that we can not feel as bad about racing many times in a row, because that's how I set things up to do anything. In fact, I should probably just set the agenda here. No reason to look at the career profile. Yeah, literally nothing you can see here. So race 4 times in a row, could race 6 times in a row if I so choose, but let's find out first. The shop refreshed. We probably don't see anything. Speed anklets, but let's race first here before we find out. In fact, our rival race is on mile, so we race the mile one instead. And maybe we race 6 times in a row because we do have the items to handle that. We also have a Rico remaining to handle it as well, but the important part is that we can race a lot of times in a row, especially if we see a lot of good things in the shop, which I do see at the moment. So let's find out. And then we have energy to hold us if we need be. But yeah, again, we'll find out. So Kikuga show after. I think I'm just gonna take Go Home Specialist now. Especially as we get the Great Detective Goldashi, which is another mood of event. But we get Speed Star or whatever, the white skill if we're unlucky, but we're not a pace chaser, so be it. And then we take anything else. So we look for all end closer stuff. Standing by. Go Home Specialist, so we can try and survive. Level-headed as well, might as well. Actually, no, we're not going to take that. I will take Uma Stand, though. So that way they're at least out of the rotation, because I'm pretty sure... I swear I've seen it. I'd have to see it more times to know for sure. But as I actually need to spend my money here, let's grab these anklets. I think I have none. Yeah, I have none, so grabbing as many as possible would be great. Note, don't need stamina training. So grab everything else, probably the cupcake, and then stats afterward if we need it. I did see a lot of speed manuals, so keep that in mind as well. I'm missing out on 30 speed minimum at the end of the run, which I could have made up for with the manual. But actually, you know what? I think even just a megaphone into a whistle made up for it. So I guess I'd have to ask myself that question. But we should have enough stamina for this, unless we fail all of our wit check skill procs. And off we go. This should be near, well, I mean, Super Creek exists, but without Super Creek and to some extent simply Rudolph, we would have distanced everything. I mean, Manhattan Cafe, our rival, probably would have caught up too, but meh. So 20 energy, we should have enough. The way I look at it is that if you're around the A, you have enough to get the guaranteed 20 energy. If you're below the A, maybe you want to take the bottom decision because you're going to lose 20 energy anyway. Hey, doctor. But I do need to use some of these hammers, so probably use one here. I like saving it for the end, but, I mean, if I don't have enough, I don't have enough. And we're guaranteed to lose all of our energy anyway if we place first, so hey. But, first and foremost, buy everything we can, because we don't know what the other turn's gonna get. Don't think I need another megaphone. Do I have enough megaphones? We do, so yeah, I don't need to grab any more megaphones, just cross that off the list. Slow metabolism coming a little late, but meh. I also didn't check the box there, that's fine. But... let's race. So 3 in a row, we have a cupcake, we have the power. And even if we skin Outbreak, I think we're okay. Let's find out. I mean, I probably could calculate my losses here, but we're just going to race and find out. If we win first, though, we're likely to break even, basically. Again, G1's giving us more stuff in the shop, if that isn't already apparent by the fact that these items appear on screen. Right here, question mark? Or is it here? Nope, I'm going crazy. Nope, never mind. Skin Outbreak, it's fine. In fact, we probably just want to eat it again. Because if we can just cleanse everything. Did I take the thing, by the way? Okay, we did take Miracle Cure, so we are prepared to just take a bunch of mood downs and energy hits. Although I should still burn energy here. Am I calling this wrong? Again, I'm not the most veteran trainer, so we are going to use that. And then schedule for this G1, and then we definitely rest after this. Yeah, I know, Gold Ship. It's very bad. So, hopefully we win. That would make things great. Otherwise, as a G1, we did draw, but it's a mile race, and there's literally no reason for us to lose. So, yeah, even with 400 speed here, you should be more than prepared to win Mile Championship. Now, unfortunately, wow, end closer life, because that, yeah, Agnes Digital, oh no, she's pace, so No, we're gonna try again. It's a G1 race. I'm gonna do it. We'll win any long we will go into. Watch her win this time. Okay, it was another draw. Not that it matters, but yeah, that was pretty much a waste of a clock because I got third at most anyway. So we just gamble here. Might as well. We're gonna lose all our energy anyway. And hey, we lose stats there, but it's fine. It's fine. But now we do want to do all of our stuff. So let's get rid of everything, cleanse ourselves, and then let's Rico date and be on our merry little way. And then I think early December has the Dirt G1, but obviously we're not a Dirt Uma Musume, so we don't take that. But into Irimikinen we go, and let's hope we win. It's a long race, so classic late here. It is a fake long, but we should be able to just handle this. Because, yeah, everyone only has upwards of 600 stamina, if even that. Actually, I'm going to take a quick look here. Yeah, 346 stamina real on a 2500 meter, that's not going to cut it. With 300 guts, but you get the point. So, aside from being blocked, there was no way that could have gone wrong for us. Well, there's little in the way of things going wrong, is the more accurate thing to say. I just realized I also didn't do a thing. No, it's fine. So, into senior year we go. But yeah, for the sake of timestamps here, we're going to stop, shop, refresh. Hey, look at all this money I got. Unfortunately, I think we could go for another go around on racing a lot. We have a berry sub cupcake because we have no more Rico, so we'll have to keep that in mind. Speed ankle and speed training application. But we will be training in a hot moment here, so I don't really mind. Yeah, because the 30 stats we lost, by the way, you're like, well, Jordan, that's a lot. I literally just talked about how... also, I didn't check the box again. I literally just talked about how... Gotta roll on this. I can't win at 30%. Yeah, this is gonna be weird. But how 30% on a rainbow in your early classic or even late junior is not worth it. So therefore, we follow the same logic here in which losing 30 stats by consecutive races doesn't mean as much when you have a summer that can get you 100 stats. Shrug. Otherwise, I should be holding out for things. If we don't have to see a rival race, then I could skip this. Yeah, I could actually skip this, so let's do so. And with training, I guess. We finally passed one, but we didn't see anyone here. So that makes me a bit mad. Or sad, sorry. Right behind you. Watch me get slow metabolism again. Okay, good. That way we can race many times in a row. Maybe. Well... again, no rival, so not really any reason to, because again, at this point it's 6 races in a row, so keeping that in mind. But, really? Wow, Marvelous Sunday didn't even appear. This is this would not make for an ace run. That being said, excuse me, I don't think we got anything yet. Yeah, because I need a race at some point so that I can buy that speed application. I don't remember, however, when I do a thing, but we'll do what's training for the moment. So we're holding out for a big rival turn. I went out on this little gamble I'm doing if see a rival race here. So with this rival race, we will be able to up our speed training application. That's going to be important because at the very end, when we're going through the Twinkle Climax series, we can fit in a bit more training. So cross our fingers, hope we win. Okay, good. Yeah, really want to win these without clocks. Reversely, you don't only want to clock, as I'm already sitting on 340,000 fans, you only want to clock in the thing. Is that the max you would need for NTR's training effectiveness fan effect? Anywho. Yeah, also would like to see long skills, because I'm making this a team trial horse if nothing else, but rainy days guts. Yeah, we need some speed. Why not? We could go for the thingamajiggy there, but another rival race. But first and foremost, let's grab this speed training application, so... we don't have to worry about that anymore, and actually we don't need anything else here. Could grab a microphone, but I think I have enough for Twinkle, because if you don't see another megaphone... yeah, for 4 turns, actually I would have wanted to see the 40% one, because that covers 2 turns anyway. So yeah. What I mean by that... okay, actually I should explain. So what I mean by what I just said here, so you'll note that the motivating microphone is 3 turns, but this 20% one is 4 turns. So if you pop this on the Twinkle Star Climax, so the Twinkle Star Climax, when it starts, you have training turn or free turn, race turn, free turn, race turn, free turn, race turn. Let me repeat that. You have free turn, race turn, free turn, race turn, free turn, race turn. So what that means is that if you use the coaching microphone on your first free turn, you're not going to cover 3 turns anyway, and you only cover 2, as opposed to the motivating microphone where you cover 1 free turn, race, and then the 3rd turn in which you get to use it again. So you get 2 turns out of both of them. Now, that's only important if you plan to really train during the Twinkle Climax series, but if you can do so and you can get an extra 50 stats and speed that you need to pan everything out, then yes, please do so. But otherwise, I mean, it depends on your situation, right? If you have no energy to train and you don't have any charms, if you do have the energy to train and use charms, it all depends. So, yeah. And if nothing else, as I may have mentioned earlier, but I'll mention it now and again, just to repeat, if that's the case, you'll get a lot of fans, so you'll help out your club a lot during Trackblazer. The trade-off is real-life time. So, yeah, we literally have nothing else. Unless you can get migraine from consecutive race training? I don't think so, right? It's a G1 race, by the way, so we do want to do this. How many cleat hammers do I have? Yeah, we'll save this for the end. Could do it now, choosing not to. And by the time we reach 10 no-show spring, we'll have our next inspiration, so I can take Pump Iron to help us out win these races. Because at this point, so that's another small little efficiency bonus. If you have a unique that you want to inherit, after early April, which is your last inspiration, it's not like you're going to get more skill hints for the unique skill, so you might as well take it if you're going to take it at the end of the run anyway. I think here's the G, right? So we might as well gamble here. Yeah, 20 energy anyway. So, because if you win and you take the bottom one, I think you lose up to 25 energy. I wasn't looking, by the way. So, with stats inspiration, we take Pump Iron. Would like to get more Pump Iron so that we can use more skill points, but if we don't really mind at the moment. If this is not a rival turn, I may not actually race here. How many races? Yeah, 4 consecutive, so maybe don't want to go 6 here. Would be nice for the money if we say a lot of things. We do have a lot of Miracle Cures, but we can save that for the last possible moment. Or just a random skill loss. You know what? We don't have... Do we have anything else we can buy? Just a lot of stats, right? Let's just take all of these and see what we would have gotten. So, do we have enough microphones? No. Carrots, wit manual. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. So, we can buy one other thing if... one other high value thing, like a megaphone or a whistle if we need be. I'm pretty sure... Oh, no, I just wasted money. Well, it's fine. At least I know for sure, but I could have just checked that and have played it safe. Anyway. Nothing to do here. I don't want to rest, so we're actually going to energy and maybe wit training, question mark? Yeah. We have a maxed out Etsuko. I have never seen that, actually. But, do I have charms, by the way? I do. I have 3 good luck charms. I think 40 energy will be enough. Do I want to gamble here? No, I'm just gonna wits train. So, my speed is very, very low, by the way, so this is a run which definitely would have benefited from like 1 or 2 less races and more speed training outside of the summer, but I made my choice. We're gonna live by it. So keep in mind, I used a 20 energy drink, and then I did wits training. So no matter what, I can take the minus 20 energy option on top of 2 races, because I have 20 energy for 1 race, and then I have whatever's left for the remaining one. Now, at this point, though, with that Marvelous Sunday event, we can certainly take 2 races without no, we would gamble anyway. Oh, actually, we can take the gamble, and we won't have to suffer for it. But, take more stamina. We're going to take Professor anyway. Actually, you know what? We'll just take the stamina. That's all we need for this one. Just making sure there's nothing else. Yeah, nothing else for Enclosure specifically. So, Glittering Star, but it's not really a lot of stamina, so... I don't think it's going to make the difference here. So at this point, we should still win. We have 600 minimum. We have 600 stamina. Yeah, we should definitely win. 600 stamina, 421 guts. We should distance this. Except for Tiamapra. Oh, yeah, near distance. So 10 lengths. Any more than 10 lengths is a distance. Distance, actually, I should have hammered here because I was guaranteed G1. But we will take the 20 energy hit and move on with our lives. I think in May, I might actually race. Hey, we finally got Spurt. Excuse me. So, this... Do we have enough microphones now? We actually do. So, I didn't actually need a 40%. But we'll still take it. because at least if we get a good turn during Twinkle Star Climax, we can pop the phone. You can't use megaphones that are weaker than one that's in effect. I might show you if we get to that point, but let's race first. Yeah, so Tenno Show or Japan Cup or Ari Makina is probably where I use this hammer, this fourth hammer that I have, but we'll see. My speed is very low, by the way, so this is definitely probably not even going to be, because I did not get a long spark, I just realized. This is probably not even going to be a team trial gold chip, but hey, and yeah, we gamble here. Yeah, so we only had 15 energy left, so we were going to lose 20 energy, might as well gamble on the bottom one, and possibly lose only 10. We were going to rest here anyway, but hey, things happen. So, could gamble that wits. Actually, let's take a look here. That's right, we just got a thing. Hey, juice! I think I have cupcakes as well. I do, so we might as well grab this juice, max out our energy, so that we can use this turn to possibly just train, especially since we see fine motion. And as you just noticed there, so this is very smart. At least in game design wise. So your mood is going down anyway, so therefore you open up a cupcake to use. And keep in mind I have a +2 mood cupcake for this race in a row. But probably just take, yeah, fine motion here, just to keep our energy spick and span. My speed suffers for it, but extra tank for long. We, funny enough, might actually just take this because we'll have more than enough energy anyway. We have 3 charms for the summer if we even need it. But we're also racing here, so hey, fun times ahead. So 2 race. I have at least 40 energies worth in drinks, so we should definitely be good for 1 or 2 turns without using a charm. We lost to fine motion because mile race is mile race, and we have no more clocks, so we just have to take the result and be happy with it. We'll still take the guaranteed, because otherwise we might lose too much energy. I guess that's something that I didn't think about, but I'm assuming you always win first place, which is not always going to happen. In fact, we got 20 energy back there, so shrug, right? But as we take Takarazuka Kinen, did I take the first Takarazuka Kinen? I don't remember. The game doesn't show you on the agenda, but keep in mind that I also suffered from slow metabolism, so my speed should, again, at minimum be about 50, 80, yeah, 80 higher, because I mentioned missing 30 stats earlier. Minimum. But as we continue onward here, don't want to gamble, don't need, maybe I could have gambled there, but hey, we got another charm, we got another hammer, so that's another G1. So Japan Cup, Arima Kimenen are definitely covered by the hammer. But let's get our discount. Night Owl, no, I think I have more than enough of these cures. Yeah, we already have 2, so probably just gonna power manual. Mood, just in case. We, like, literally take anything. What we're actually missing are... Yeah, what we're actually missing are... I was going to say something and I forgot because I just saw the speed training application and I psyched myself out. But yeah, we're missing a lot of ankle weights, but shrug, right? Is this what I actually want to buy? Good luck charm. Yeah, that'll help me throughout the summer. Or Twinkle Star Climax. Either or, but if I want to be safe, I should really take the manuals and stuff instead, but I'm not. Would have liked to see a speed item, but we didn't see that either, so... Guess we just take power. We can also just take wit, but I'm pretty sure my power isn't going to max out either, so... Yeah, and let's actually... So we have 4 ankle speed weights. Hey, perfect. Unfortunately, we didn't get a lot, but because I only have 1 whistle, I'm not going to gamble on trying to get 2 in 1 turn, because the next 3 turns could be just as bad. So, time to get our minimum 40, 60 overall stats, but 40 plus speed. 50 speed, actually. If I wanted to gamble, I could just train this turn, but we didn't see a single speed land, so we're going to whistle. But we're still going to wait here, because we do not know if we're going to get any rainbows, because we could just get really unlucky. We get Biko and Rico in the same spot. So, ankles again. Would have liked to see this earlier, so another 50 plus stats with more power. I don't think I'm going to make the stamina. Yeah, if I'm doing long, I should have actually made a thingamajiggy. But, meh. Excuse me. Yeah, actually this turn is nothing for me, so... we can still... Do I want to still burn? No, I probably should just use... Yeah, I should just use the thingy by now. I'll use one more megaphone, because we have an okay speed turn. Yeah, I should actually have put in Borrowed Super Creek instead of Fine Motion, but again, things to learn, or things to retain knowledge-wise. We finally get our double speed, so hey, this is exactly what we were waiting for. Charm, ankle weights. And you're gonna see, I think this is 100 plus speed. Because you can actually break the cap here. Never mind, I lied because I lied. Oh, it's because Gold Chip doesn't have any speed plus. That's right, I was training a lot of Uma Musume that had plus speed. Do we have energy here, by the way? We have Cupcake, so even if I did take a hit here, it should be fine. So, rival find motion, race, 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 race. Yeah, if nothing else, this could be an inspiration Gold Chip. This guest borrow is 3 stamina. I think the Major Orion isn't great, but it's fine anyway. So, free-to-play life is the life for me. Unless you add some kind of cosmetic that does nothing, but hey. So, speed ankle weights again, a little late, but and closer corners if so need. Do we take the hit here? Question mark? No, we don't, because that's our first. So we're out of energy, but it shouldn't matter. In fact, we get Killer Appetite. I'm just going to gamble. Well, we have the thing to get rid of that, because I'm not planning to do anything else. But let's buy what we can here. So, Artisan Cleat, probably. Yeah, Artisan Cleat. There's energy, but I'm racing a lot, so... Let's take this energy. We can cure this. Yeah, we're probably just going to cure it. And is there something else I'm missing out on? I can't remember. But we have enough for... Actually, we still don't have enough for all the G1s, but we have enough Cleat Hammers to be happy, basically, is what I'm trying to say. This is a rival, right? Yeah. So, all comers, medium, turf. OBS is cutting off my voice because of noise suppression, and... boop. Yeah, okay, I definitely need... I was wondering if I can sneak by, because again, Gold Chip has 20% stamina bonus, but obviously if I'm not training stamina and only relying on Rico, that doesn't really do anything for me. So, yeah, definitely need a super crate. But anyway, rival race again, but let's look at the shop. Lost things, but we also gained things. Cupcake, Cleat Hammer, so we have enough for the thingy-majiggy. Do you have enough ankle weights for the end here? I guess we will, once we reach it. But let's buy all the stats first, see what happens. And let's race. 3 consecutive races, go. Yeah, look, your rival, Hishiyama-san is here. Well, I mean, it's not Hishiyama, but I mean, it would probably be more appropriate to see Tosin Jordan as we fail this. So, end closer life is life for both of us. Oh, goodness. 500,000 fans, which is not still not going to be the cap. I'm probably going to end this at 700 minimum fans, but could Cupcake here as well, but we'll wait just in case. In fact, we got a mood up, so we don't even need to, but shop first, look for anything, Cupcake, speed ankle weights instead. Wit training application could be interesting, but obviously my speed is lacking at the moment, so as I actually accidentally checked that box, we're going to race again. And I was going to say a thing, but it wouldn't be accurate. But, to no show, I should have actually popped the thingy-majiggy here. I realized I was waiting a bit. Yeah, I need to start popping my Artisan Cleat Hammers just to be safe so that they all get used. But as it turns out, I mean, if we don't get any more hammers, then I basically made a correct guess. But let's find out, shall we? So, as we race many times in a row, we take all this race fatigue in the face. Let's actually start using our Cleat Hammers. Maybe we do a thing. We shouldn't need any more cupcakes just in case, but we'll find out. So yeah, Artisan Cleat. Yeah, we'll have enough hammers for the rest of this. If you see another hammer, then I know I haven't used enough hammers. So yeah, off we go. So we're gonna lose probably 30, maybe even 60 stats, but eh. And as you notice here, my stats are not high at all. So this is kind of a oof run, but yeah. So we'll just keep an eye on how much stats I get, especially from, well, actually Exco here, but I think there's other stuff. Hey, more charms if I need it, but also probably just looking for scrolls at this point. So mood down again, that's fine. Friendship actually gives us mood or energy. Take the energy because we have the mood. And let's buy some more stuff. So, we saw another Artisan Cleat Hammer, so I did end up getting more hammers than needed. But, do I have enough gold luck charms? I do. So buy this last one. Nothing else. Yeah, wits, but speed. And cupcake. Good cupcake. I don't think there's really anything else I can get, so... Yeah, we'll just take one cupcake just to be safe. I'm just literally turning my brain off here, by the way. Artisan Cleat Hammer. And we have enough megaphones for the end if we want to train, especially if we want to train. Definitely if we want to train. And 6 races and a whole lot of wishing. Actually, I didn't... Oh, okay, so there was a rival here. I got scared for a moment. But, as we move on here... Let's see. Probably should... Yeah, if I had a max uncapped Super Creek, I would put it in place of the Hishi Amazon here. But we didn't, so... Shrug. Race fatigue once more. Mood down, but that's fine. Now this is finally one of our only rest turns. If we get something cool, sure, but all we see is Marvelous Sunday, so shrug. But, you know, I could race here again. You know what? We're gonna race here again. So, could hammer instead. Would we see another hammer? No, we don't, right? Could take wits training instead, but man, we have a speed problem at the moment. Actually, we have a hammer, so yeah. Actually, it says the number of turns before things are gone. So you know what? Gut Scroll, Good Luck Charm. Well, no, not Good Luck Charm because we're not going to train anymore. Yeah, I would have actually liked to see a lot more scrolls. So basically, sitting on all this money, I could have bought more scrolls before, unless I didn't have enough to buy them. But that's something different to think about entirely. Might as well cupcake here. I mean, why not, right? Give us a little bit of an edge in this long race, even though I think we should distance everyone. So, Raphael, keep in mind, this is because my first summer was a bit, well, actually wasn't a bit, it was very abysmal, so, shrug, right? But, you can see that I'm just racing 8 times in a row, and because of the item setup I have, I can feel free to do that. Also, Etsuko is, I think, might actually be interfering just a bit. I don't know if she's better. There's the repeated races, so we lose 10 speed, 10 guts, 10 wit. Don't care about guts, sometimes wit, definitely speed, hurt. But, as we race Ari McKinnon here, I don't think we suffer. In fact, we got energy back there, so... we could grab more energy, but really we're just looking at the manuals. Have another good luck charm, don't need it. Yeah, we could just buy out a bunch of stuff here. You know what, just for giggles, we're gonna buy the wits training, but I really shouldn't need it. Because we have 3 charms, we don't need any more energy if the charms is just gonna carry us through energy-wise. And the Twinkle Star Climax, we don't need to worry. So 8 consecutive races. Let me just make sure. Just out of curiosity, yeah, this turn was nothing. So, yeah, I need to redo my speed cards, but as we race 8 times in a row, let's continue onward with our lives. I'm pretty sure you don't take a debuff here either, but let's find out, shall we? I was about to say, we'll just actually not get first. Or lose. Either or is bad. But yeah, 700,000 fans, and I haven't even started the Twinkle Climax series. So we can just take this in the face. I'm just gonna gamble here, why not? I don't know if you get more stats and skill points if you gamble well there, but anyway. Yeah, and off we go. Homestretch haste, body and mind, no, notwithstanding, stamina power, a bunch of stamina power. I did not burn my hammer, did I? I didn't. Could have gotten a bit more stats there, but again, keep all of this in mind as I move forward. I'm pretty sure hammer doesn't affect that, but I'm pretty sure I'm sitting on 4 hammers, funny enough. Manual, we got another Master Cleat hammer, so I definitely could have used more hammers during the run. Might as well grab glow. So, like, this, I can't stress enough. I didn't even need to record that previous run, because here's where you see 3 Master Cleat hammers. This is not guaranteed, by the way. I need to lean into the mic to say that. This is not guaranteed, but it can happen. Is it likely to happen? No, probably not, right? I want to say no. So we're just gonna... Oh, you don't use it. So, wait for the actual race turn. I forgot because I am autopiloting here. Hopefully we have at least some speed training, but yeah, this is not an ace. It's just for inspirations at this point. In fact, yeah, Cupcake, Megaphone 6, now Megaphone 40. I'm just going to gamble here. We are going to spend the ankle weights, but we are going to do everything else instead because it's one rainbow. Might as well throw in something. I know I'm being very conservative, but you never know, right? Okay, so just keeping in mind, especially with the training facility, by the way, so note that this is not summer training. Climax, yeah, the Climax series does not increase their facilities, so whatever they are at, they're at. Also, let me use the thingy-majiggy. We'll use the glow sticks at the very end unless we get another glow stick. And yeah, off we go. So if nothing else, keep in mind how much stats I'm getting here with the hammer. I could just not use a hammer to see. I mean, I could do that. Because our stats are nowhere near where I want them. So you know what? Because I think the first and second Twinkle Star Climax races are the same in terms of stats here. So note that, yeah, you get 20 in every stat if you burn the Master Hammer. So watch me not burn the hammer and see, even though it doesn't look like much. By the way, there's a big... So I guess we do the 60% here. No, we don't. We're just gonna skip out on it. Why not? Watch me get another double rainbow. I would be a little sad that I didn't get good training anywhere. That being said, this stamina is not great. Yeah, so this is 80, level 4 speed. Why was my summer training? Oh, it's because I have other. I think that was I saw Fine Motion there who adds training effectiveness. So hey, but Master Cleat Hammer again. No, you know what? Now, let's not use it here just to show you how much stats you get on the second race without using Master Hammer, as opposed to the first one. Keep in mind, yeah, so 20, I think skill points as well, but 20, definitely 20 in every stat. So again, keep that in mind as we do this race here and get first. So, 15, 15, so yeah, you're missing 25 stats and probably 15 skill points there, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I promise you as you're doing this, and especially if you're hammering 3 times in a row here, yeah, it can be a lot. We did get a double training, so we get 60%, but no anklet. I don't know if that's better or worse than the previous training, but we have the charm, we have the power. Excuse me. So yeah, keep in mind, all those stats I missed, we still have about 150 speed. Yeah, 1050 speed. In fact, more speed, nearing 1100 speed. So yeah, it's really interesting. And then I didn't hammer just to prove a point, so I'm missing 5 stats as well. I said I was missing 30 stats previously. I lost 30 stats for racing a lot, but we didn't buy a lot of manuals. Money for racing. Money for racing. Hopefully we get first here, though. There's no way we don't get first unless we get absolutely blocked. Okay, I was about to say. It's a Twinkle Star Climax series, but I should have actually watched the race. Can we still watch it here? No, we can't. Well, no, don't get to listen to... I think I prefer... I've listened to a lot of Uma Musume race BGMs. I think Twinkle Star Climax is at minimum my top 2 so far. So, if not just first. But anyway, Rico gives us more stamina. 19 only because we're not in Unity Cup, but we're in Make a New Track / Trackblazer, which is arguably better. And then keep in mind, I did buy skills, so let's see, 300, 500 for Let's Pump for Pump and Specialist, 120, 120, 120, so 300. So we had like 2,500 skill points for the amount of races I did, including more if I decided to. I could take both of these just to try and gamble, because again, this is probably not the most appropriate gold ship for any kind of event racing, but I mean, might as well just take everything, just see what happens, right? No Speed Star, we're not Pace Chaser. Spurt, nah. There's a long, if I so choose, and I think I took some, yeah, I do have some of these. So yeah, you know what, we'll reset here really quickly. Don't take the scenario-specific skill. 1, 2, 3, 4, long. Yeah, we're looking for long end closer. That is normally going to be useful. Probably nothing else. Spurt, Masterful Gambit, Stretch Haste, Nimble, Rushing Gale, but just take the white one for the moment. And then we go back down and see, although I am going to take right-handed. Probably can buy one more thing that's I haven't bought yet. And it's most likely going to be the stamina skill, just to try to fit as many as possible, although it's not the greatest stamina skill, so you know what? We're off by 3 skill points. That was literally... By the way, just important to note, I missed at least... I know I missed at least 3 Marvelous Sunday Wits training, so that's where my Professor of Courage could have come in here. But Trug... yeah, let's just... Yeah, I swear I saw a thing. Yeah, extra tank, might as well. I mean... Maybe we get really lucky and get everything. Not that we need all of those, but... And I think is this an S or is this an A plus still? This might just be an A plus. I'm gonna say A plus. No, it's an S. I can see the color and rank already. Oh, nearly S plus rank for this gold ship that I messed up on really, really heavily. So yeah, not much else to say. Although this is not the greatest, greatest blue pink spark, but you get what I mean. And that was my first Trackblazer. Messed up so much. doing so much stuff, and it is what it is. Now, the grade isn't everything, but just goes to show. You should be, yeah, definitely hitting S plus on an okay run to make for aces. Now, at this point, I think it's UG. UG is the definite, hey, someone's gone hard with the resources and whatnot, but also probably did a lot for, had a lot of support cards and inspirations on top of good luck in the run, which I think also includes UG plus, question mark? You can hit UG plus, is that the next one? Anyway, let me show you the Summer Spet and the New Year's Rudolph, because I think I tossed a few away for the SP, so this is the best. I mean, sorted by rating, this is the spam I'm using in Team Trials right now. Literally bought everything. There's a couple of those I didn't even need to buy. Just to show you what actually happened here. Nearly 900,000 fans. Unlucky first, like literally unlucky first summer. No stamina. Missed time. Didn't get first Takadazuki Kinen. Didn't get first Victoria Mile. A lot of non G1 races as well because I just went crazy. And yeah, that's a Summer Spec. As for New Year's Rudolph, not 1200 speed, but I mean, especially with Fall Frenzy, if that procs, sure, right? Like Team Trials. Let's just look at the inspiration just to show you. Took Front Runner because I wanted to make this a front simply Rudolph. And then these are the cards I use. Yeah, I'm using nearly a maxed Pico Pegasus. I didn't max Pico Pegasus yet. I pulled the trigger on the New Year's card. That's what our New Year's ticket. That's what I used. First. 3 in 10 no-show spring because oops, I had a stamina problem. First. And I'm pretty sure, I know that I messed up training somewhere. Yeah, that's the early G1, but yeah, just goes to show what you can do in this scenario. But keep in mind, as I look at OBS's time here, and we're sitting on the end screen, that took me about an hour and 10 minutes. So, without further ado, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, otherwise this is just the experience of a Golshi enjoyer. In fact, we see an event on the side. So as I get that, because we get much kind of Tannhauser now, yeah, not really much else to say. Not going to take up too much more of your time. If you want to support me, you know what to do. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!